Hey, so first I just want to say thank you to everybody that has so overwhelmingly positively responded to the first video that I did. It's very encouraging to know that, first of all, I'm being encouraged to share and be brave enough to talk about it, and second of all, that I'm encouraging other people to talk about it and share their experiences and just be able to finally say, hey, I struggle with this. I can relate. I know what it's like, and I've hid this for a long time, or I've felt ashamed for a long time, and I've been made to feel like this as well. So I'm really, really glad that that's coming out of this, because that's my hope. That's my purpose. I want to encourage people to get help, to be vocal, to not be ashamed, to not suffer with guilt for dealing with depression or an eating disorder or anxiety or any other type of mental illness. Bottom line is that's what it is. It's an illness. And so I'm grateful for that. Next, I was going to say, I hope that people realize I am not proclaiming to know it all about depression. I am not a psychiatric doctor or anything else like that saying I absolutely know that this is this and that is that. What I'm doing is shedding light on the issue and sharing my experiences with some things that I have researched and found that I'm hoping, first of all, will help me, and second of all, will help others as I share and walk through this openly. And I have been able to get some medical input through my therapist and through medical research and stuff to help support the things I'm going to share. But I do not proclaim to know everything about depression and know how to treat that. I just know what's working for me, what has helped me, and the trial and error that I've gone through. And just to be able to share and have others feel open enough to share and seek help themselves. The next thing is I have my first real video about the misconceptions of depression and how to deal with things. I'm going to put together on Tuesday, which is just a few days away. In that video, the two things I'm going to talk about, there's a couple of myths. There's several myths about depression, and a lot of them correlate to Christianity. A lot of them don't. I mean, there's quite a few myths surrounding this illness, and anybody can have depression at any point in their life. Depression can be a cause of other things. Depression can be an effect of a different cause. There's stages of depression. You can go in and out of, high functioning to major depressive. You can be fine for a long time and then struggle. And so there's different stages at different points. Some people will only experience it ever once in their lives, but that's still experiencing it. There's also levels of depression. You can have what I have most of the time, which is high functioning depression, or you can suffer from major depressive disorder, which I also have, but not as often. But you can be stuck in that the majority of the time. You can have bipolar depression. There's just different levels of depression. So I want to shed some light on those. But the big thing I want to talk about first is a twofold, it's kind of like a twofold misconception, I think. The first part of it is, the first myth is, you can always tell when someone's depressed. That's not true. We have this image in our mind of what a depressed person looks like, and I'm going to go over those signs and symptoms, but just because someone has those doesn't even mean that they're being manifest publicly. And second of all, you can't always tell when someone's depressed. The majority of the time you won't know. Unless they are suffering from major depressive disorder, such low functioning that they are unable to do anything, a lot of times you're not going to know when someone's depressed. And I think that needs to be talked about and shared, that don't judge someone and think, oh no, they don't have that, because you can't tell, or that it's not obvious. The second part of that is there's this myth that depression's not real, that it's just an excuse. It's an excuse for someone to be lazy or not strong enough, that they're too weak to just pick up themselves and tell themselves how to handle it and tell their minds how to think and go. And that's usually because someone hasn't experienced it and doesn't understand it, or they're afraid of it. And so they say those types of things. So I'm going to talk about those two things. I'm going to give some facts on that and share my side of that. And I also want to tell a little bit of a story that happened a few years ago that made me start to realize I really need to start talking about this. I need to not let this false ideal of me continue on with other people, because it just continually set me up for failure. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So first of all, thank you guys for the encouragement and the support, and I'm glad that I'm helping other people to feel braver to do this and to talk about things, to get the conversation going and to help each other know we're not alone. And the second part of that is just to let you know what's coming up. So that'll be Tuesday, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. I guess October 26th. I'll have that up by the evening. So keep going on, guys. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to this. Bye.